Mesa. This is Listings to Leads. And today it's time to talk about how to get more listings. I'm sure everybody knows that listings are always important in real estate, but with the NAR settlement, I think they're even more important. So we've been doing this for 15 years. I've chatted with a lot of realtors, and often I hear the story of like, hey, I've been in this business for 10, 20 years. Usually it's happening with referrals, but things have somehow changed. And a lot of things, the market's always changing, right? Interest rates are up, prices are high, things slow down, whatever, right? There's all kinds of news. What I'm going to share with you though, right now, are tools that are working right now in this market and helping our clients grow their business. So let me give you a high level. Let me know if you can, how long have you been with us? If you're new to us, please let me know. And let me just tell you, in case I don't know everybody that's on the call here. So we've been doing this for 15 years. Our focus is to help realtors with advertising, with lead generation, right? So if you have listings, yeah, we've got a bunch of tools. Our automated listing marketing is really good. You probably heard of a lot of similar tools, right? Kind of single property websites and virtual tours. The difference of our tools and the ones you're currently using probably is that yours don't actually have call to actions to capture leads. Yours usually have your branding, your company logo, your headshot, and your phone number asking people to call you. You're basically asking people to call you when they need help. And that someday they will call some realtor. Our tools have multiple call to actions to help them gather information. I'm sure you all know that before people buy or sell a home in the United States, they are researching for weeks or months. And our tools take advantage of that. When I show you what's going on, we've got tools that even if we got an open house, we're going to offer them a free home value, right? Because that might be relevant for them. And so our tools, we have listing marketing, we have unlimited landing pages. Some of those landing pages are specifically designed to get listings. We have 80 PDF guides. The PDF guides are branded to you on every page. They're all about 6 pages long. 40 of them are for buyers and 40 are for sellers, right? So you've got all these tools that can help people gather information, whether they're buyers or sellers. And to get that information, they got to give you their contact information. And that's really the whole point, is that if you want to grow your business, I'm sure at some level, you've got to talk to more people. And that's what we're doing. We're getting contact information from either Facebook ads or Instagram ads or Google ads or free social media posts or print tools, or even e-flyers. So if you're somebody who's been in the business a while and you've got a few hundred or a few thousand leads, we have tools that can activate those leads, that could get them to reach out, get more information. And so you'll see who actually is really motivated and more interested. So I know I asked the question, how long you've been here, Kathy? Oh, you've been with us. You left and rejoined. Yeah, that happens a lot. We actually have an office who is signing up, who they were with us and then they joined another office and they had another platform. And then they're like, we're going to create our own office and we want to go back to listings leads. So people come and go, how realtors are. There's a lot of shiny objects in the space and everybody's busy, so they get distracted. Before we dive under the hood to see what tools are going to help us, let's look at some of the resources that we have to learn more about listings to leads. One is leadgenwebinars.com. I'm going to send this to everybody right now, if I can find that little thing here, and send this out. So that should be in everybody's chat panel, this link. And here's where our class for top tools for more listings, Scott said path to 2.2. And what that means is I'm going to show you that one of our clients has been using us for a long time. He's saying every listing he markets, he gets 2.2 more transactions, right? That's a big deal because I think traditionally realtors, they get a listing, they put it in MLS, they wait for other realtors to bring the buyers to them, which is understandable. And then that's it. They close the sale and they move on, right? And that kind of leads to a lot of feast and famine, which is indicative in this industry. But our clients use our tools, and like this guy, Dustin, I'll show you what he's talking about. They use our tools to get more buyers and get more sellers and build a database and have a good, even running business. I do a class on Facebook and Google ads. I do Get Started. I also do a class for lenders. Scott's doing something on total marketing of working your farm. And then, of course, like today, top tools for more listings. So everybody should have this link now. If you're watching this on a recording, it's leadgenwebinars.com. Every call, including this call, is recorded. All right. And it's on this channel right here, which is our YouTube channel. So let me send this to you, and please hold on to this, because I actually think this is the most valuable section, because you're all busy. You can't always meet us at the time that we're doing our classes, but we record them all. Right. And I'll show you this to you in just a second, but this is where, my classes are, Scott's classes are here. And we've also got this here. I'm going to show you this. This is the guy that is saying, hey, he gets 2.2 listings. But I also want to point this section out. Let's click on his shorts and see if this is working. Yes. So this is something new that we've been doing. And today it's an hour-long class. And I know realtors hate sitting on it, and they definitely don't like watching reruns. But whenever anybody calls me, I tell them, you got to watch the 3 classes that I watch. And I even tell them to watch a few. But here on the short section are minute-long stories of what's working for agents, how they're getting results, and then how you do it. So Scott's trying to keep it concise here. I'm pretty sure you guys can spare a minute to just check out what's going on. And it's really answering questions of various parts of our system that's helping clients either get buyer leads or seller leads. So I definitely recommend getting on that. I think if you subscribe, I know I have a link that you can subscribe and just follow it. Just open that up. Anyway, the shorts are very useful. I definitely check it out. And on our homepage, you've got reviews of other people and things like that. Lots of good information on this one. So check out our YouTube channel. I do want to say one thing. The link that I just emailed you is all of our training classes, right? Scott's and mine. And today's class is top tools for more listings. And I do this class about every 2 weeks. If you are serious about having more listings in your business, I highly recommend that you watch maybe 2 or 3 of these classes. Here's one I did 13 days ago. Why am I saying that? Because I don't say the exact same thing in every call. Okay. There's new information. I talk to a lot of people. I get different feedback. We have new tools. We're always innovating. And so there are new things that are going to help you. And so I'll be talking about this. So a couple of those classes, if you watch them, you'll start to realize like, oh, okay, I get it. I know what they're doing. Because there are a lot of agents who sign up. They throw their credit card in, they start a trial. They might actually go through the setup wizard, the setup process, and then they forget and they don't know what's going on. They don't ever log in for months. You know what happens? We charge your credit card $60 a month. And that's cool, but that's not really what our business is about. Our business is about helping our clients grow their business. So you got to get in and use the tools. I'm going to show you a video here. I don't know if you can hear, I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to tell you a story about this guy. Dustin was a rookie when I sold their office. He was 2 years in the business. Okay. He had been a manager at Office Depot before, and he became a realtor. I sold their office, Pearson Smith, down in Virginia, south of DC. They're in Virginia and Maryland. And he came in using one of the top tools I'm going to show you today and became he was like, hey, this is our greatest ROI. Our most effective ROI was one of our tools. It's at the top of our list. And he's gone on in those years. It's been 7 or 8 years now, I think. That office started with 300 agents. It's now 1,000 agents. He was a rookie doing $5 million in production. He now has a team of 24 agents and is at the top of that office. Let's listen for 48 seconds and let's hear his story.
Now, right now, it's listings to leads. It's what we're recommending all of our team members to use, and they're like high adopters. There's an easy button to run Facebook ads. There's an easy button to run Google ads. There's a checklist in terms of threat marketing, like a nearby homeowner letter that can go out and pick people to our catered in food truck houses. And it's just a step to the checklist that they have in terms of building business. And this is honestly how we have scaled to getting about 2.2 additional transactions per listing. I would say that's the one tool that we would not be able to live without. And I recommend that to people on our team that are trying to use, and anybody outside of our team. If they ask me, like, how are you doing it? Facebook ads, there's an easy button to run.
So at the beginning here, it is really three things he is saying, and they're on my list, and we're going to talk about them. Facebook ads, Google ads, and nearby homeowner letter. There are a whole lot more tools, but I know that those are the key tools that he's been using, and I definitely want to make sure you're using it. So let's talk about another resource for you to learn. If you're a client, get in the mastermind group. Ask the support team to get in the mastermind group. It's in Facebook. It's private. If you're not in it, you can't see it because it's private. Let's go down here. There's a magnifying glass when you get in it. Here's Dustin Fox. And this is when I learned and what Scott learned about Dustin. Now, Dustin has become such a powerhouse. He just wrote his own book about real estate marketing, and he's selling it on Amazon. And yeah, there's a chapter on us there. You might want to check that out. This is when we learned about him in July of 2018. And he says, hey, our highest ROI has been the nearby homeowner letter. We create this automatically for all of you and every listing that you have in your account. He prints them. He had a little one-page calendar of him and his wife, and they mail it first class to 200. He gets 10 listings with an average commission of $17,000, right? It cost him $625 to do that mailing, but obviously the ROI is right there. He kept going with that. That's 2018. And as you can see, he's got a book here. He's the top team at Pearson Smith right now. So you can do that. You may not want a team, but you can certainly grow your business. How about a question? Put my plus leads. When did we connect with? Yeah, somebody left. Somebody had a question and then left. So anyway, the mastermind group, you got to get in it. We'll leave this open because we're going to have some other examples. But I know a lot of you have been logging in as I've been yapping on here. So there is, in the GoToMeeting panel, is a section called handouts. Please open that up right now and download both of them and print them and leave them on your desk. I'm going to go through it. One is this. It's Facebook and Google ads. If you're watching this on a recorded call, email me and ask me for them. I'll email it to you. So this is basically just listing. These are the kinds of ads that you can run. And right here, it says you connect your Facebook. It's all these leads are going to you only. It's your branding. Early stage leads get buyer lead, and later stage listings get seller leads. So if you market homes that are pending under contract or sold, you are going to get seller leads. I'm going to show you how to do that. We have 80 PDF guides. Remember I mentioned that earlier. If you run the ones for sellers, guess what? You're going to get seller leads. You can run those on Facebook or Google. You can also run landing pages. I mentioned that you have landing pages. So you use Facebook and Google to get them in front of hundreds and thousands of people. You can also create your own custom landing pages, and you can do a custom audience to really help with targeting. That's actually a really important point. We'll get to it when we get to Facebook. Then it mentions Google, #1 website in the country, higher quality leads than Facebook, more expensive than Facebook. Go figure, right? It's the #1 website in the country, so they can charge a lot of money, right? That's how it is. Use your seller PDF guides or home valuation landing pages to get listing leads from Google. When it comes to getting buyers, and this class is not about getting buyers, I usually recommend running Facebook ads on a listing, okay? You got a listing, you borrow a listing, maybe you're talking to a new developer, new construction, you get a model picture of their home, you run an ad on a listing, that's how you get buyer leads, okay? But this is all about getting listings. So we've had a look at this. Please print it, keep it in front of you. You need to be running ads minimally once a week on Facebook. That's minimal, okay? Now this is top tools for more listings, which is actually the outline for this class. So let's read through it real quickly, okay? Mail out the nearby homeowner letter to local homeowners. That's actually what Dustin Fox, I just showed you, did and showed us in the mastermind group in 2018. Run Facebook ads on pending, under contract, and sold listings. I just mentioned that. Create a property valuation page for each farm area and then run ads with it. Makes sense? Run ads on Facebook and Google and for the seller PDF guides. Market the seller PDF guides. So you don't necessarily have to run ads on Facebook and Google. You have other ways, some free, some in print. So there's print costs to get out the PDF guides, right? There's a home sold report, which is basically a neighborhood sold report letter, which offers a free home value. Definitely recommend using that. Then use just sold postcards, mail it to people, local homeowners. There are e-flyers. So you want to really use our e-flyers at least once a week. If you have more than 200 or 300 leads, once a week, take one of our e-flyers. I'm going to show you where they are, and you just copy and blast them out, right? Get sellers to share their tools. We create tools and we email them to you automatically. When you have a listing, and when you change the status, we're going to give you an updated social media post and an updated e-flyer for your homeowners, not for you, because we've got all kinds of tools for you, but for the homeowners, right? And if you like referrals, you want to use those because this is going to engage the friends and family and colleagues of the homeowners. I'll show you what it looks like. We'll go look at it later. And then here it says advanced. It says upload your custom audience to Facebook for better targeting. This is actually a big point that I talk about and Scott talks about. And that is, look, I think it's going to get more competitive in the industry. I do. It's harder. Buyer commission is questionable, but there are companies out there that will sell you lists of homeowners with equity, right? Like Remind.com, like Redx.com, like Arch Agent, and even ListSource, which is owned by CoreLogic. This is what you want. You want to have a list of homeowners with equity. And imagine this, just think of it this way. I don't know where you guys are, right? I don't know what city or state you're in, but you probably have at least one farm market that you really want to own. You might be working 10 or 20, I don't know. But start with one and get a list from one of these companies. You want a list of homeowners with equity, with like minimum 5 years equity. You want their name, their email, and their phone number and address. Okay. Now that you have that in hand, let's talk about how you're going to apply that. You get into your account, your listings to leads account. Now, if you don't have your own listing, you can borrow listings. And a lot of our clients did just that. I'm going to show you another story in the mastermind group. This guy is not best in box. He's a great story, but Chris Winstead. We learned about Chris in the first summer of COVID. In August 2020, he comes in and goes, "Hey, I just got 5 listings in 3 months. I run these videos and I market your nearby homeowner letter," right? The videos are good, right? He's articulate. It's good. But let me just show you what he is doing. He says, we asked, how'd you do that? And he says, what I do is I mail the nearby homeowner letter every 2 weeks to people with more than 5 years equity. What is that? Where did he get that? He got that list from Remind, right? And once they opt in on the home value, I hit them up every week with phone calls, bomb letters via mail, and letters left at the door. That's the recipe to convert the lead. He's telling you, mail that letter every 2 weeks, and he gets 5 listings in 3 months. That was in the summer of COVID. It was also in San Antonio, Texas, and he just moved from out of state to San Antonio that summer, that year. His wife's family is in San Antonio. They wanted their kids to be around their relatives, and so they moved, right? So many of you have moved. Maybe you've moved, maybe recently, or maybe you just have a farm market that you want to build, and that's what that guy did. He used our nearby homeowner letters, mails it to people with equity, and works those leads. He later on becomes a top listing agent in that office and starts his own office, okay? And creates a channel. And the very first thing he says is, this is how I customize listings to leads tools to get more listings. Join me and I'm going to teach you how to make money. Go find him on YouTube. I'm sure you'll learn something there as well, okay? So Chris was using the nearby homeowner letter And a lot of things like Dustin, I'm sharing with you, and Chris, I'm sharing with you. The automation that we have here today is actually better than when they started working with us. We are constantly trying to improve here and make it easier for you. So one of the things that are definitely going to help you is this dashboard. So when you sign up, there's a wizard. You got to put your picture and your logo and your and whatever, and it says pull in your listings, right? And we'll auto sweep your listings. If you click this tab right here on the dashboard, once you're done, you're going to drop on the dashboard. You see where it says generate seller leads? Click it. This tees up everything in your account that's designed to get seller leads. And since the point of this call is how you get listing leads, we should probably start here, right? So create ads on Facebook or Google. I mentioned earlier, you got to do that. So what do? On the listing ad side, you want to create ads on homes that are pending or under contract or sold. It's all kind of the same language. Let's do this one here. It's pending. Leave it on lead ads so we get name, email, and phone number pre-populated from the profiles. I don't know if you use Facebook, if you like Facebook or whatever, social media. 70% of American adults spend 40 minutes a day scrolling through the Facebook newsfeed. And this ad that you see on the right is going to be there. And it says, hey, this home in Folsom it's pending, it's going to close soon. When that closes, it affects your home value. Or click here to get your free home value. Now, we do have text IVR, and yeah, that's would auto include the text numbers in there. And some people like to text, right? Just like this, what I'm doing right here, this is getting our clients seller leads. Now, I don't know if you heard me say the leads are pre-populated from the profiles. So when somebody clicks on this ad, their name and email and phone number says, hey, would you like that information? And there is one answer, yes. And their name, phone number, and email is sitting there from their profile. We all need accurate contact info in case we get locked out. Every once in a while, Facebook will say, hey, please relog in, or we're going to send you a text to this number to make sure it's you, right? Just for security. And that's why these numbers are so effective. And our clients definitely like this. Let's go back to the mastermind group and let's talk about another guy who just in the spring of this year, now Brian has an office account too. And I signed them up over a year ago, and he's with LPT. He's got an LPT office, right? And he is definitely focused on getting people to adopt the platform. He's paying for it, so he wants them to use it, right? So he's got this tutorial that he shared with us in the mastermind group. It's really for his agents, but what he is saying is, hey, I'm trying to teach my guys how to get more listings, and you can run sold ads on Facebook with listings to leads. And he's going to show you how it works. But he said, actually, this was a really cool house because we ran ads on this house and generated 114 buyer leads. He said it must have looked good or whatever. So he got 114 leads and they converted 4. So 4 people at the time of this video bought a house. The cost of 114 buyer leads is about $300 to $350. I'm pretty sure the commission on 4 home purchases in Texas is going to be more than $350, right? The ROI is there with Facebook ads. Now, he says, then we sold the house, we flip it to sold, we run an ad for $50, and that generates a lead that we get on the phone, we close an appointment, they're going to sell a home for $400,000 and buy another for $450 with $150 ad.
4 o'clock, Thomas, I called the guy and
yeah. So does that happen with every one of Brian's ads? No, it doesn't. And it's not going to happen with every one of your ads, but you can literally get leads that will turn into business from Facebook. And that guy, Brian, just did that. So this ad, this home is teed up. All he did, and I asked him, I said, did you do anything special to that ad to get that seller lead for $850 in volume? He said, no, I just click that button and I click create ad. That's all you have to do. If you're trying to get listing leads, run ads on homes that are pending or under contract or sold. Those are the cheapest seller leads with name, email, and phone number I think you're going to find anywhere. They cost around $7 each. All right. So let's do it one more time so we can see. We click create Facebook ad. We do a home that is just sold. and lead ads. So we get the pre-populated name, email, and phone number, and boom, click create ad, right? Now, a lot of agents help people buy homes, right? They have a buyer, they help them buy a home, and they will actually go get the listing as it's closing and then run the sold ads themselves after it's closed to say, hey, this home just sold. They weren't the listing agent, they were the buyer's agent, right? And they still get seller leads from this. A lot of agents also, they go to their listings page and they don't have their own listings right now. And maybe they're trying to build out their neighborhood. You remember when I told you that story of Chris Winstead and I said he moved to San Antonio, Texas? He didn't have his own listings. He had just moved from out of state. So he was borrowing the listings from his agents in their Keller Williams office in his neighborhood. He wanted to dominate his neighborhood because he just bought a house there and he liked the neighborhood. And he's like, yeah, I want to own this, right? He doesn't have any business there because he just moved there. So he borrows listings. He goes into the listings page. He says, add listing, grab listing, puts in the zip code and the MLS ID of agents that he is of the listing that he's borrowing from other agents, pulls it in, and then he runs the ad. Okay. You can do that. So if you've got farm markets that you want to build out, you can totally do that. You can borrow listings, obviously pay attention to your local office and MLS rules, right? So that's the first thing. And so when you run the ad for $35 or $50, when it's a sold ad, it's going to be a $50 ad for 7 days. Facebook sets the price per lead. Okay. And let's do a PDF guide. You remember how I said there are 50 PDF guides? Here's one, 12 mistakes to avoid. This tends to get a lot of leads. Lead ads, create ad, right? So you can run an ad on Facebook with a PDF guide. They can download it once they give you their information. Whenever we do an ad, whenever you want to run an ad for listings, we put a $50 budget. Lifetime budget means that's the max you can spend. Okay. I'm going to talk about a little town by me called Orinda. Okay. So that's how you target. It's 15 miles. This is going to be a 15-mile radius of anybody in Orinda. Okay. And $50. There is a cost per lead, and Facebook sets that cost per lead. The same is true in Google. When you run an ad, it doesn't matter if you put $30 or $50 or $100 or even $500, they have a cost per lead. And when you're running an ad for $50 with a PDF guide for sellers, these leads often cost $10 to $12 each. So if they're charging you 10 and you're putting 50 in your budget, you're going to get 5 leads. You divide that number into your total budget, and that's how you can project or guess how many leads you're going to get. Okay. And it's a 7-day ad, and that's it. That's how you do it. Bang. And so there are 40 PDF guides for homeowners. Okay. You decide which ones you want to do. 5 dangers of overpricing. That might make sense in any market, right? Divorce and real estate. Maybe somebody's getting divorced somewhere, right? You're just running it out of the 15-mile radius. What is probate, even downsizing, living trust, just all kinds of things that homeowners need to think about. If you have your own PDF and you want to upload it, you can run an ad with that as well, right? When it comes to Facebook, running listing ads, running landing PDF guides and landing pages are really the thing to do, right? Let's talk about landing pages, because landing pages, one of the most popular landing pages that agents like to run ads on is the free home value ad. What is your home worth? And there have been companies, I don't know how long you've been in the real estate industry, but Bold Leads used to have these, Prime Seller used to have these kind of landing pages, Home for Values or something. Companies that have come and gone because they had one landing page and agents learned about it and they would run ads on Facebook, and it was all great until it wasn't great anymore. And you get unlimited landing pages here. If you click create a landing page, Property Valuation Plus is the instant home value, right? iBuyer landing page. Landing pages for FSBOs or expireds. There's great, but you can get listings from these as well. You can do custom landing pages for buyers or for sellers. But you want to click on Property Valuation Plus and you want to put in the name of your favorite town, the place where you want to focus. If you're new to us, you want to do this right away, right? And you click create landing page and it creates a landing page and it looks pretty generic. like this. You want to not be going to market like this. You want to, when you create the landing page, we actually drop you on the editor and we tell you, upload a photo right over here. So upload a photo of some landmark, of some mall, of Main Street, whatever, but people are going to know that you know that market or that city. Once you've done that, there's a button that says marketing tools. And remember how I said earlier, you got an e-flyer for your database? Remember how I said, hey, go buy a list of the homeowners and get them inside of your own CRM, and then take our e-flyer for the database and blast it out on those people. You bought the list from somebody, you know they have equity, put it in your CRM and copy this. This is the home sold report. You got to edit it. Like say, hey, you know what? 20 homes sold and the high is here, and add in a couple notes and then copy it, because that graphic and that link are going to get into a home value page. And all of these have all kinds of lead capture as well. So there's lots of lead gen in the e-flyer. But you can also run a Facebook ad, right? And you can also run a Google ad. And there are even, I'll tell you, actually, you remember that story with Chris Winstead? Let me show you something. So Chris, he has his team in his office, and now he's doing something that we didn't even mention over here. He just thought of it himself, and it's great. I have a landing page here for Memphis, and you can create one for any town you want, right? What he does is he creates the landing page, and then he goes here to marketing tools, and he gets the door hangers, and he downloads them, and he sends them over to vistaprint.com. And he says, I print them in batches of 1,000 because they give you a really cheap rate. Now, that's cool. And I wonder why I can't see it. Oh, I got to download that. So on this door hanger, it's actually got a QR code, and it just says, hey, you know what? Homes is sold, and this is going to help you come get your, oh, great. Come get your, give me a second, guys. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Let me try one more time. Anyway, here's the story. He gives these door hangers to his agent, and he goes and he just says, go walk that neighborhood. Definitely got an error there. And you can tell, he says, I can tell what agents are actually walking the neighborhood because I'm getting seller leads from those streets, from that neighborhood. He's not asking him to door knock. He's saying, just walk the neighborhood and hang it right on the doorknob and keep going. All right. Nobody really wants to answer the door when somebody knocks anyway, if they don't know your face. That's a really good way of getting that. But another good way is take that e-flyer. You got them in a database, blast it out. But the way that many agents like to do it is run an ad on Facebook. Now I'm in the marketing tool section. I can actually run the ad here, or we can go back to the ad section. And you got two ways of doing this. You can run traffic, drive traffic to the landing page. And let's go look at the landing page real quick. Page looks like this. And you can do that, right? You can get address, and then the second page will ask you, what is your email address? And some people will give that to you, and some people will not give that to you. If they don't give it to you, they're not getting their own home value, okay? So you can make a choice. We default over here, well, I'm lost, to traffic, meaning we're driving people to the page. And you will get addresses and maybe email addresses, right? I actually prefer using lead ads. It looks exactly the same. Now, when people click on it, we're going to get their name, email, and phone number. And there's a question of how soon do you want to sell, but you don't get the address. But I think you can convert a lead by just saying, hey, I see you want your home value. Can I get your address? Okay, boom. Great. Did you make it? And then you can take all that data that you got from the lead and drop it into the page itself and send it. And then we'll give them monthly updates of the home value. Or you can just drive them straight to the page and they'll give you their address. Let me just show you what happens. You put in an address of a home and you click get value, right? And at this point, you're going to get this lead, and it's going to ask a question, and it's usually going to ask you for their email address, right? So right here, people stop. They don't want to give you their email address because they don't want spam. We all get hundreds of emails a day. We get hundreds of random phone calls. Nobody is interested in their contact information for whatever reason on a web form, right? Especially if it's super generic and people don't know who you are and there's nothing here that looks like your town. But over here, at least, I feel like at least you know my area, right? But still, those stop. So we do have there's something called the partial lead converter, which is when we get the address, we reach into Coal Resource. So if you're driving traffic through your ads, you probably want to use that. Let's go over here. But I do want to point out, you remember when I said sold ads on Facebook, those leads cost $7. And then I said PDF guide ads, those leads cost $10. These often cost $15 to $20 each on Facebook. Okay. So if I got a $50 ad and they're charging you $20 per lead, you're going to get 2 leads. That's it. Right. Let's talk about Google, because Google and running landing pages on these is actually a really smart thing to do. You do need to type in the town. This is different because we can't auto pull it on Google, and you can click create ad. Now, notice here, it's a $50 a day, but not $50 a week. It's seven days. Why are we doing that? That's because the cost of seller leads on Google from this kind of ad are way more expensive. In Dallas, Texas, these leads cost $30 each. So if I have a $50 budget every day, I'm only going to get 1 lead a day with $20 left over. Okay. So we put it at 50 because Dallas is already $30. We have clients in Manhattan. I'm sure they're paying more than $30 in Manhattan. It's not the same dollar amount per lead around the country. Not even if you ran an ad today and you ran one tomorrow, the cost per lead would be totally different. So we put it at 50 there. You can lower it, but you might block yourself out from getting any leads. You can increase it. If you're a client up in Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada, these leads cost $200 to $300 US each. Okay. In Utah, they're $17. In Florida, not Florida, in Pennsylvania, they're $22. In Dallas, they're $30. I don't know what they cost in your town. I just know this because I talk to agents and they tell me this, right? We jumped. Let's get back to the dashboard and wrap up that story on ads. From here, if I click on the dashboard and I click on seller leads, I can create Facebook ads on all the kinds of ads we just talked about. And I can create Google ads for either landing pages or PDF guides. So another thing that's really important is when you have sold properties, you need to absolutely use this letter. Click on market and listing and get the nearby homeowner letter. This is the letter that Dustin Fox mailed out in 2018 and becomes the top team in his office. This is the letter that Chris Winstead was using, mailing every 2 weeks and starting his own office, right? Looks just like this. It's not super sexy. It says, hey, we just sold a home. Go check it out. That affects your home value. Go get your free home value, right? Nice and easy. So how do you get that into the market, right? That's really the question. And if you're using our Partner Express Copy, you can connect your account and then that green button will say print an email. And let me show you how easy this is. You click that, you say, get the mailing list. You decide you want a 1 or 2 mile radius. They already have a national database of homeowners. So they're going to mail it to people with more than 6 years equity. They have to own single family homes within a 1 or 2 mile radius. You decide. It's $1.85 per letter. If you do the postcards, it's the same cost. Submit order. It's so fast and so easy. The postcards are good if you like mailing postcards. I don't like the envelope on this because it looks like a machine printed it out. It looks like bulk mail. It's really generic looking. And this letter, as you noticed, it's not like really slick. It's really straight to the point. You want your home value, go there. So not all of our clients use Express Copy. Some do because they're busy and that's like, it's like ready to go. Other clients do it a little more old school. This lady here is in Louisiana, Pat Motley. Every time she has a listing, she prints out 100 of these and she mails it out just listed. And then when it's sold, she mails out another 100. So here it's just sold. She prints out 100. She flips them over and prints on the back to make it look like an envelope. She hand folds the things and hand writes the addresses. That little red thing was done. This whole thing was done by Microsoft Publisher, aside from the handwriting. Why would she do that? Here's why. When she mailed the first 100 for Just Listed, she got 4 homeowners calling for home value reports. That's how good looking this letter is to her market. When she does this mailing, this is the sold, she gets another 4 people, 3 calling and 1 texting her wanting their home value. They all wanted to sell their home this year. That's from 1 listing and 200 pieces of mail. A couple hours work, obviously. We make it a lot easier. I don't know if it's going to work that well, though. Right. But this is when you have a listing that is sold, and the letter you can use even Just Listed. We also have postcards. So you can click right here, and maybe you like postcards. You'll notice that on the front, it says it's just sold. You can go check it out. On the back, it says that affects your home value. Go get your free home value right here. Right. So that's all kind of ready for you. Again, Express Copy will mail it for you. We also format these postcards for Every Door Direct if you want to use that. And so print is good. I really recommend this. You heard me say earlier, run at least 1 ad on Facebook per week. You got to do a mailing at least once a month. And people like Chris and many of our clients do 2 mailings a month because our tools have call to actions that you can actually get an ROI on. Another really great thing that you get automatically when you put a listing in is that we send you tools for the homeowner, and we tell you, forward it to your homeowner and call them and tell them that you sent them an email. And would you please put that on Facebook? Now, this does not generate hundreds of leads or dozens of leads or anything like that. But what it does do is it's generating leads from your clients, friends, and family and colleagues, right? And that's good. That's better than a random internet lead that doesn't know who you are. If you use our tools when they're just listed, because we email this tool to you when it's just listed, and then you open it again when it's open house and you do it again, your clients, friends, and family and colleagues are going to be seeing that you're their realtor. And then when it's sold, it says, hey, we just sold and we want to recommend you. And here's your phone number and email in front of all my friends and family and colleagues on Facebook to see, right? And if they happen to go, oh, maybe they want to call you, maybe, I doubt it, but maybe they click on it because they're just curious. They're going to land on the single property website that we created for you automatically. And they're going to scroll around and see all kinds of ways that they can become a lead for you. And they can download this as long as they give you contact information, right? But at some point, this page is going to pop up here and say, hey, that affects your home value. Do you want your free home value? That is, you're not going to get a dozen leads like on a Facebook ad. You're going to get 1 or 2, but these are from your current clients, friends, and family and colleagues, because that's who they're friends with on Facebook. Okay. So let's get back to that. So this here, I've got way too many pages open. That's landing pages. And we were talking about what do you do when you have a property that is sold. Go look here. Yeah. So we know if we have a sold property, please run a sold ad. Cheap, fast, easy leads, name, email, and phone number, nearby homeowner letter, take the easy way, do the complicated way, whatever. You can expect some kind of ROI here. And then use a seller's social media. So that's what you do when you have listings, right? You can even do that if you're borrowing listings. We're still going to make the same tools, right? So let's go back to the dashboard and let's make sure we're clear here. We started on the dashboard with seller leads. We talked about how to run ads on Facebook and Google. We talked about how to market our listings when they're later stage. We also have this cool thing here, which we've just been working on this. It's when you have leads in our system, we've got emails designed to help engage those people. So if you want to mail this out, that's a test email. You can edit first, and then you can say, I want to send this to all my seller leads, right? Or all my buyer leads or whatever. And boom, send. And this will go out with a message that's going to help. This one, I don't know what that is, but there are different messages here and you can go. Now, there are seller landing pages, and we talked about the free home value one. There's also a landing page for iBuyers and for FSBOs and for our marketing plan, which is just telling people about our stuff here. And then there's PDF guides, right? So you got landing pages and PDF guides. And I'm going to click on this marketing tools for PDF guides. The marketing for both of those systems, both landing pages and this, are the same. So you can run ads on Facebook. You can run ads on Google. You can get an e-flyer for your database. So you remember at the beginning of the call, I said you have a tool that you can email out every week. These tools on the PDF guides are definitely helpful. You click on that photo or that blue link up there, you're going to be dropped on a page where you got to give up your contact info to download this. So I definitely recommend, if you have anywhere north of 300 leads in your database, that you start copying this up here. When you copy it, it's going to copy this freaky stuff called HTML, paste it in your CRM, click this button again, and it will look graphic there, and then blast it out, right? Now, we also have, if you want to call, there's database call scripts. There are postcards and door hangers for this. I don't know if I would do that, but certainly you could. There are print tools to help you get these PDF guides. And I'm going to just point us here. We need to put landing pages so it's clearer. You can share this landing page where you can download this guide for free wherever you want to share it. You might have a lot of groups or networks or stuff where you are, where you can say, hey, you know what? Does anybody think about selling? Here's some things to think about pricing your home. And so a lot of tools are there. We're just talking about the PDF guide section, but the same is true for our landing pages. So let's go look at the free home value story. Now, I want to wrap up here and say that one of the things that agents like to do is run ads on Facebook. Facebook ads are hit and miss when you do this. I'm going to talk about a workaround in just a couple minutes. Google ads are a slam dunk. You want to take that landing page and run an ad on Google. That's just one of the smartest things you can do. Pretty expensive leads. I don't know what they cost where you are. You run an ad, you're going to find out what they're charging per lead. You can share this for free on your social media accounts just by clicking this button and then clicking. And here you can click post now, and we're going to post it out to all the socials that you're connected to. There's an e-flyer for your database. So if you want to get out this story here, you can. There's even a lady, her name is Amanda Albright, I think. She prints this QR code for that landing page on all of her print, on anything she prints, and it says scan for home value, for free home value. And she's been in the industry for a while, and her postcards and all of her flyers and stuff are around. And she's like, oh, I just keep getting listing leads because I just do, whenever I do anything in print, there's that QR code and people like it. And you can do stuff like that as well. But let's talk about the thing that's the trick, what's hard about Facebook when it comes to running ads on landing pages. And let's do my little town here near me called Orinda. Now, I don't know where you guys live, right? But if you live in a dense area, like there's a town every 5 minutes in every direction, this is relevant to you. Orinda is a small town near me. It's about, 5 minutes on the freeway away. And you would think that if I built a landing page for Orinda, and that's the old theater there, it's probably 80, 90 years old, that if I just go here to Facebook and say, hey, show this to people in Orinda, you would think, boom, let's do it. Create ad. And you would think that's going to work. And you would be wrong. You would probably be wrong. Okay. When we typed in the zip code, it pulled in the sales data for the area from the previous month. So this is good. But what's wrong here? What's wrong here is reality. Okay. And reality is where Orinda sits, the targeting from Facebook is not helpful. Okay. Orinda has 22,000 people in it. It's a small town. Okay. That's it right there where my mouse is circling. That's Orinda. And if I back out to a 15-mile radius, that's like this. Everything in this map is a 15-mile radius. Okay. It's actually even short. So that means that if I'm running an ad trying to hit the 22,000 people that live here, and they're not all 22 own home, right? Instead, with Facebook's 15-mile radius, I'm going to hit over 1 million people that don't live in Orinda. And is why this often doesn't work very well. And that's why I told you, hey, go find these companies and go find a list of homeowners that you can buy and download. And then you can come over here to our section and say, hey, I'm going to create a custom audience. And you do it in a different section. I'll show you in a minute. And you call it Orinda Homeowners. I just have one called Custom Audience right now. Right. But once you have that blue box there, you can take this blue box out here, and that tells Facebook, run this ad that's relevant to homeowners in Orinda to the list of homeowners in Orinda that I bought from whatever company I bought. So think of it this way. You're running ads on Facebook to a list of homeowners with equity because you bought the list. You're mailing our postcards and nearby homeowner letters to a list of people with equity because you bought that list. And you're emailing every week homeowners in Orinda because you uploaded that list to your CRM and you know that we have a year's worth of e-flyers that you can be hitting these people with. Other than walking around that neighborhood with a sandwich board, I don't know how you're going to get more efficient at targeting these people with equity. I hope that's making sense. Let's jump over to the ads page and see how would we create that custom audience. First, you got to buy it. Second, you come to this page that says create audience and you call it Orinda Homeowners or whatever town you're talking about. It has to be minimum 1,000 leads long. So if it's a small neighborhood, 500, add more leads because you cannot target people with smaller than 1,000 leads. The spreadsheet has to look like this. No matter who you buy that spreadsheet from, I guarantee it's going to have 10 or 20 or 30 columns of data, all kinds of MLS data. Facebook only wants 4 columns. They want those headings, just like that spreadsheet you see right there. Once it looks like that, you upload it, you import it, it will live forever in your private Facebook ad account. Then you can target. And even if you get tired of working with us and you want to run ads and target people, oh my God, sorry. They're doing work in front of me. Anyway, even if you get tired of working with us, you'll still have these audiences in your private Facebook account. If you're going to be in real estate for more than 3 years, you need to build this out. You need to be really competitive and you need to hit these people on Facebook, in email, and in email. And there's lots of other free ways. There's all kinds of free content and all kinds of cool stuff for you to market and to build your brand and to build buyer leads in these markets and seller leads. So do all that, right? One last thing, if you have questions, we got 5 minutes left. So let's open it up for questions. We have focused on the dashboard, but I definitely want you guys to understand that right here, it says training, and hopefully in the next few days, it's going to be called marketing calendar. So every day we have a task for you, right? Now, you may not want to do things every day. You might be super busy, but if you're sitting around with time and you think, hey, I got to do something to grow my business, there's one task every day. Okay. And if you look underneath it, it's going to tell you that's going to get seller leads, that's going to get buyer leads. It's going to get both. You can decide if you want more listings or if you want more buyers, whatever. Honestly, doing all of these things is going to build your brand. And people want to know that you can deal with buyers and sellers. When you click on something like this, we give you a checklist. You can download it. You can have it in front of you. You can work through the checklist. If you click here, we're going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to do it. And then if you click here, we take you right to the place where you go do the work. Okay. So I definitely recommend leaning on our dashboard and our training / marketing calendar. One last thing, I asked people if they have questions and no response there. So I hope you guys are all good to go. Download this listing presentation, print this, and this is branded to you. It's 27 pages long. It will be educational for you. It will be bulletproof to compete against for the listing presentations you go on. Okay. So I think you need to print it so you can see everything that's there and get familiar with our story and what we're doing. But when you get on a listing presentation, make sure you leave that behind. How we promote a link on Google. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. To run an ad on Google, go to the dashboard. Oh, we're on the dashboard. Decide if you need buyer leads or seller leads. I really only recommend using Google for sellers, right? So let's go look at here. And so we create an ad on Google. We want to do a landing page. Let's do it for Orinda. We learned how that might not be so easy in Facebook, but on Google, it's really easy. I just use the same landing page and click create an ad. And what would show up as an ad? That's a good question, Jared. So I'm going to answer that right now. So here I'm typing in Orinda. So that's going to target people that live in Orinda. And it's going to look like this on your desktop computer. It's going to look just like that. Okay. And what it's responding to is under advanced options. When you choose any tool to run on Google, we're putting in the relevant keywords. And so if people type in any variation of these words, this ad can show up on page 1. And since their question had something to do with these words, and this is the answer, if they click on it, they're going to land on this page. And that's going to give them a free home guide. Now, we do have 40 different PDF guides for homeowners, and you can do that, right? You can run ads on those PDF guides and do that. Gary has a great question. Can you add this training to the website? This training, this class, what website are you talking about? This training is going to be added to our YouTube channel, which I sent to everybody here. And since you're asking, I'm going to resend it to everybody right now. Gary, I don't understand your question. So everybody, this call has been recorded. It's going to be here. I mentioned earlier, watch 2 or 3 versions of this call. Okay, you're good. Okay. Because I don't say exactly the same thing, right? And so you need to really understand how to get more listings. So this call will be here by tomorrow. And are there any other questions? I don't see any other questions. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me for this hour. Don't forget to get the shorts and be checking out those shorts. They're really good. They're 1 minute long. I think you can hold that attention for 1 minute. I really appreciate you hanging out for an hour here today. Are there any questions about what we've been going over? These things are working right now in the market. Please put them to use. Print out the PDF guides or the flyers that are attached to this and make sure you use them. Yeah. Okay. You're welcome, Gary. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget, ask the support team to get in the mastermind group. All right. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.